Hi, my name's Doug. I'm an Army vet, father, grandfather, and a guy who spent most of his life working long hours just trying to keep up. Driving, delivering, doing whatever it took to make ends meet. I reached a point in my life where I decided I was done just surviving. I wanted to build something online that could give me more time, freedom, and purpose again. And along the way, I learned a lot, including what not to do. I could go back in time to when I first started this online business. There's 3 lessons that would have saved me months of frustration. I made just about every type of mistake you could think of. I was posted all over the place, skipping training modules, overthinking everything, and wondering if I was wasting my time. But the truth is, those lessons changed how I see freedom, business, and life. So if you're just starting out or thinking about building something online, this just might save you some of the trial and error that I went through. These are the 3 lessons I wish I knew before I started. Lesson 1. You don't need to go viral. You just need to be real. When I first started creating content, I thought the goal was to go viral. I'd see other people racking up thousands of views and tons of followers. And I think, why not me? So I started posting everywhere. Facebook side hustle groups, forums, anywhere that would let me share a link. I even tried the follow for follow deal. And those things worked, to a degree. But now most of those posts don't even get approved. And following people just to get them to follow you doesn't really do you much good. It can get your followers up so you can do your lives on TikTok and stuff. But in reality, it's better to generate followers organically. And that taught me something. Real growth doesn't come from chasing numbers. It comes from connecting with people. When I stopped trying to impress everyone with numbers and started focusing on being helpful, things started to click. Sometimes one honest comment or someone saying, "Man, I needed that," means more than 1,000 views ever could. Remember, if you're starting your own online business, you don't need to go viral. You just need to be real. And hey, if you're getting any value from this so far, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps this message reach more people who might need it. And if you want to keep following my journey, make sure you hit subscribe before we dive into the next lesson. Lesson number 2. This isn't just a side hustle. This is a real business. When I first started this business, I was treating it like a side project, something to squeeze in after a long day of driving. Because in reality, all I was really looking for was something to bridge the gap between the money I was making and the money I needed to make. But the more I studied this business, the more I realized this could be more than just a side hustle. I saw a lot of people in the community quitting their jobs just to do this business for a living. That's when I saw the potential for this business to allow me to quit my ride-sharing job and just do this full time. And that's when I started treating this as an actual business, because I wanted freedom, and you can't halfway your way to freedom. And once I realized that this was an actual business instead of just a side hustle, everything changed. And I'm not just learning bare bones digital marketing. I'm learning communication, problem solving, storytelling, skills that actually last. And I've worked a lot of jobs in my lifetime involving a lot of different skills. I worked for a moving company, construction, delivery, rideshare driver. I even served in the Army. And that's where I learned one of the most important things in my lifetime. Train with purpose. So every job I ever had, I studied it because I wanted to be the best. And that's what I'm doing with this business. I'm training with purpose because I want to learn everything I can about this. I know if I treat this like a hobby, I'll get hobby results. If you want to start your own business, you've got to treat it like your mission, your next mission. And if you do that, you'll build something solid. Lesson 3, your mindset is the engine that drives everything. This one hit me hardest because it's true no matter what you're doing. Whether you're starting a new job, starting a home improvement project, starting your own online business, or maybe even just learning how to ride a bicycle. If your mindset's not right, you're going to struggle. Now listen, we're all human. We all have fears. We all have doubts. But the most successful people don't let those things stop them because they see past those things. They're focusing on where they want to be. They don't let anything stop them. No fear, no doubt, no nothing. Because in reality, no matter what you're doing, you're going to have problems. There's going to be mistakes. But what successful people do is figure out how to deal with those problems, learn from them, and move on. And when doubts creep in, they just remember where they're trying to go and what they're trying to do. That was a hard lesson for me to learn. Because when I first started this business, my biggest obstacle wasn't the algorithm, it was my mindset. I had fears, I had doubt. I had little voices inside my head saying, "You're too late. Why didn't you start this a long time ago?" Not to mention my friends and family who doubted me from the beginning. "Why did you start something like this? I can't believe you're doing this at your age." And with all that outside noise, it caused me to make a lot of mistakes when I first started this. I was comparing myself to other people, watching what they were doing and wondering why I wasn't having the same results. It started making me doubt myself even more. Did I do the right thing? Did I make a mistake? Were my friends right? Then I realized, wait a minute. If other people are succeeding at this, I can do it too. I don't have to be a rocket scientist. All the lessons are laid out right in front of me. All I have to do is follow the program as it's laid out and stop worrying about what other people are doing around me and just worrying about me. And that's just the mindset change I needed. Because once I stopped comparing myself to other people and just started competing with yesterday's me, everything started to change. I started thinking about my goals and why I wanted to achieve them. And I didn't really worry about how I was going to get there. I just knew what I wanted, why I wanted it, and that I needed to do it. Then I realized I don't have to be perfect. I just have to keep showing up every day and deal with each problem one by one, because if there's a problem, there's a solution. I may not have that solution right away, but I will figure it out. And I don't care about being perfect. I care about being consistent. And that's why I'm showing up every day, because consistency beats confidence every time. And it's amazing to me how just that little change in mindset has changed the way I look at things. And I've come to realize that I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to run into problems. So I'm not going to let them stop me from where I'm going. So if you're watching this right now feeling stuck, maybe you're tired of working long hours, tired of feeling behind, tired of wondering if things will ever change. I get it. I've been there. But the good news is you can rewrite your story. I'm learning how to build my freedom one day at a time through digital marketing. And I've got a blueprint that walks you through the process step by step. If you'd like to see it, the link's in the description below this video. If you got any value from this, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. It helps more than you know. Stay focused, stay faithful, and remember, you don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start. Peace out.